Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yeah, I had a crappy weekend. Thank you very much for asking. Appreciate that.
Wow,
that's really bad weekend.
Good start.
BYU debacle. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Maybe the worst loss in BYU history. There were those accusing me of besmirching Liberty or attacking. I don't believe I did. Did I? Did I say anything bad about Liberty?
I don't know.
I think I like Liberty. They're fine.
That's good.
You know, they're great.
It's good.
And in fact, I said we went there.
I think
and had a great time. And
I think that on Twitter, a lot of people were pleasantly surprised to see that you tweeted about your high school football team in Montana.
Yes.
And then I may have asked the question.
Was I going to tweet about
were your tweets about
BYU?
BYU versus Liberty? And I may have tagged a Liberty alumni, Fox News Channel, the Sunday morning host Shannon Bream.
Yes.
And she requested I not get her in trouble with you.
I mean they crushed us. It's fair and square. Crushed BYU.
You were winning after one quarter.
Yeah, 14-3 after one quarter. By the first drive after halftime, when Liberty made it 27-14, I had enough. And the frustration level was just too high.
What?
I turned it off.
No way.
And I did something else. Yeah.
See, I can never do that.
Really?
I can listen to the game.
I couldn't.
And do something else.
The frustration. I would have had a hemorrhage of some sort if I would have kept watching that game. I've never seen anything like it.
That's what I went through with Nebraska, Oklahoma about a month ago.
Yeah.
But you know what? I kept listening, and my garage got cleaned. So
that's good.
As I'm saying, you got to take that energy and put it somewhere. Focus it, man.
Yeah. I'd rather not clean the garage, so I just turned the whole thing off.
Okay.
I don't know, man. 41-14 to an upstart team like that. It's embarrassing, especially when they were like, they look to BYU as the standard, and then they crush us when we go out there and play them. It's ugly. But hats off to them. They're having a great year. And I said last week, I was nervous about the game because they're all hyped up for it. Mm-hmm. It's their Super Bowl. They said so. It's the biggest game in the history of their stadium. They were sold out for the first time in history. And they were all into this. And they've only lost one game this year, and that was to Wake Forest by 1 point. Ooh. Wake Forest was ranked 13th last week. So, wow. But they also barely beat Gardner-Webb 21-20. A week before they played BYU. Gardner freaking Webb. Who is that? I don't even know what that is. Gardner-Webb. I had to look it up. It's in Boiling Springs, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Boiling Springs, North Carolina.
I knew.
I'm just grateful because Gardner-Webb held them to 21 points last week, and I think like 300 yards of total offense. I'm just glad we don't play Gardner-Webb this year. They would kick our ass. Sad. Oh.
What's the record? 3-4?
4-4.
4-4.
Yeah. And we got East Carolina, who's probably going to kick our ass.
Okay.
And then Boise State, who will crush us.
Oh, no.
And then we got, thankfully, we got Utah Tech on the schedule. And after that, Stanford, who is starting to turn their season around, and they look pretty good.
So a bowl game is at risk.
It is, yeah. I think we finished 5-7 and miss out on a bowl game. And is it too late to withdraw our membership from the Big 12 next year?
You may not have a choice. They may withdraw it for you.
Oh, golly. Not sure I want to go there now. But, as for my tweet, was that Friday or Saturday?
I don't know when it was.
My Capitol High Bruins beat their crosstown rival, Helena High Bengals, 13-3 for Mean Street supremacy.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1 in the state. Helena High was ranked number 2. I think that's the first time ever. The two Helena teams were ranked 1 and 2 in the state. So it was kind of fun. They could meet again in the state championship.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you know the date of the state championship?
November 17th.
Wow, that was quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Thursday?
Oh, maybe that was an old state championship day.
Well, if it's around
that's what I read on a website. So
let's go. Let's go up there. I love Montana. Any excuse to get back there. Go,
I'd love to.
Capital High Bruins.
You ready for a cold football game?
I love the cold.
Yeah.
I love the mountains. I love football. We're go.
In. I'm in.
Okay.
I'd love to.
All right, I'm going to start pricing flights.
It's the only hope I have left. BYU got beat. Green Bay got beat. I mean, it was just a garbage weekend as far as football. And, then we're turning to the world, and we've got absolute chaos.
Oh, by the way, World Series is set. Phillies,
that's right.
Phillies and Astros.
Astros, Phillies. Astros swept the Yankees, and they just seem to own the Yankees. It's great. And Philadelphia, look at the year they're having.
Yeah, they're having a magical run, much like the Braves had this time last year.
But they're going to the World Series. And then the Eagles are unbeaten, or did they get beat yesterday?
The Eagles defeated the bye week.
Jeez. Okay, so they're still unbeaten.
Yep, they're still unbeaten.
Oh, that's right. And then they play a couple of cupcakes, I think, in the coming weeks. They could be like 9-0.
Yeah, who do they play? I think the Texans next or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is.
But someone reminds us now, Pat Head, senile in chief, reminds us that the Phillies are 4 wins away from America going through...
a big recession.
A big recession,
the Astros cannot allow it. Don't allow it. This is their 4th World Series for the Astros in the last 6 years, so that's pretty good. And nobody's accusing them of cheating this time. So
not this time.
This could be a legit win. And I hope it will be.
Eagles have Pittsburgh, then Houston, Washington. Yeah, they get some winnable games there.
All right. And we have one more Montana football note.
Oh, good.
College football was apparently played over the weekend somewhere. And it was played in Montana where Weber State was unbeaten going into this game. But they gave up, this is a record.
Yeah.
4 safeties.
Yeah, Putin on a Ritz, Pat Head, made me aware that this was happening on Saturday. Unbelievable.
Oh, he lives in Helena, right?
Yeah.
He's in the mean streets.
Yeah, so this is so they set a record for the most safeties in the game, like you said, 4. And Pat, they were all accomplished the same way there against Montana State. So kudos to Weber State.
Offensively,
watch this.
We have some.
Into the end zone. Record. There's a new FCS record.
4 times.
That was the 4th, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah.
Must have been.
Into the end zone.
That is crazy.
There's a new FCS.
Okay.
That is crazy.
Now Montana State goes on to win by 5.
Wow.
So those 8 points came in handy.
Wow. Oh, that long snapper is feeling pretty bad today. And keep in mind, Weber State beat Utah State earlier this year and didn't just beat them; they crushed them 35-7. So that's a big win for Montana State. Good for them. All right. Also, as far as colleges are concerned, University of Florida caved in, just as we said they would. They did. They caved into the student protesters. No Ben Sass. Ben Sass will not be the president of University of Florida. They drafted a potential vote of no confidence in the selection process of the university's 13th president. So instead of having a former U.S. senator head up that school, they listened to the little darlings. They got their way again, despite having no idea what the hell they were talking about, calling Ben Sass a homophobe. Nothing could be further from the truth. They don't know who Ben Sass is. They only know he's a Republican senator from Nebraska. And so, as such, they hate his guts, and 700 of them showed up and protested, and the university caved. Oh, okay, all right. You don't want him? All right, okay. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's
pathetic.
It's pathetic. It's asinine. But it's so typical. And we all knew it was coming, so.
You got to love the tolerant left.
Yeah, right.
Always wanting fresh voices and
yeah.
new perspectives to consider.
Oh, they're so inclusive and so diverse. They go all the way from communist opinions to socialist opinions and everything in between. So, Yeah, they're really.
So now, if you're Ben Sass,
great.
are you like, hey,
Wait, I'm not gonna retire from the Senate.
I'm cool here now. I like it.
I don't know. And that was probably a great gig for him. That's probably worth a couple $1 million a year. I'll bet.
At Florida?
Yeah. Oh. University president in Florida, SEC school. Yeah, that has to be a $2 million job.
And he's trying to move to where the freedom is,
Right. Right. And make a little cash along the way. Can't blame him for that. That's better than $175,000 a year. That's increasing your pay more than 10 times.
Oh, sorry. Housekeeping, real quick. Mm-hmm. More on Trivia suffered its first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. 5-1 now.
Colts lost to the Titans.
That sucks.
There we go. We knew the ride had to end at some point.
Was
right?
it 1910? I think it was.
That sounds right.
But I mean, it doesn't matter to the more on Trivia score. But 5-1 now.
People were starting to say, "I'm gonna start putting money on more on Trivia."
Yeah, we don't encourage that.
No.
It's just for what was it Letterman used to say? This is not
for entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment purposes only. Yeah. So Joe Biden, he is
good.
Something else, isn't he? You knew it had to get to our great, fearless leader, who's sharp as a tack. He was asked over the weekend why Americans should keep Democrats in power during the midterms. And he was clear as a bell on why that should be.
Okay.
Here's what he had to say.
They're not going to stop there. Mm-hmm. They're going to do big pharma's bidding to repeal my plan to allow Medicare to
scaring us
negotiate
about
prescription
Republicans.
drugs prices.
Big pharma and Republicans.
We pay the highest in the world. And doing so,
pause it for a second.
Yeah.
How many times do we have to go over this with Big Pharma? I mean, they're the ones who love them and are up their butt right now. It's not us. I mean, you're the ones that are granting them complete immunity forever, not us. But Big Pharma, why? Why is it more expensive in the United States than anywhere else in the world? Because almost every new drug is developed here in the United States by American drug companies. That costs a lot of money. Okay, they devote billions and billions of dollars to R&D. They research and develop these drugs that save lives. Now, I'm not saying they're fantastic with everything and they're immune from criticism, because they're not. But let's put into perspective what American companies do. They develop, I believe it's 65% of all new medication. It might even be higher than that. And then the rest of the world does the other 35%. So don't give me this, oh, we got the highest prices in the world. Yeah, for a reason. Let's see the rest of this.
And doing so, it's going to raise drug prices. And they're going to raise Big Pharma's profits. They're doing fine, Big Pharma. They're not hurting at all.
Thanks to you.
And they're going to raise your health insurance premiums.
What?
It's MAGA trickle down.
What?
MAGA trickle down. The kind of policies that have failed the country before and will fail it again.
Oh, my gosh.
And it'll mean more wealth to the very wealthy.
Pause it again.
Higher inflation.
What the hell is he talking about? He's been in office for 2 years now. How are these Trump's policies?
Well, actually,
MAGA trickle down.
Hold on. He actually inherited Trump's policies, changed them, and screwed up the country into a hole we'll never dig out of. He should just say, look, I inherited a great economy. Country was rolling along just fine, and I ruined it. So if you
that's what he should say if he's going to be honest.
More death and destruction,
vote
especially
for me.
To your bank accounts, keep voting for Democrats.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Let's see if we can get through this.
Higher inflation for the middle class.
Oh, my God.
That's the choice we're facing.
That's
you,
That's
bro.
why I think that we're going to do just fine. Thank you.
Okay, inflation was like 1% or 2% under Trump. It's almost 8.5%, 8.2% or whatever this last time under him. And now he's trying to blame that on Trump and Republicans. My gosh. I can't take it with this guy. And here's another excellent moment from Joe Biden. He's trying to give us a website to go to. You know that never goes well. Numbers and websites, he can't do them. He can't.
And if you get any questions, please report to the following website.
Okay.
Reportfraud.ftc.gov. Report fraud.
Report fraud. Dot
And what is it again? You're trying to say
FTC
website.
Wow. Of course, that was more clear than a lot of the things that he said over the weekend. I mean,
well, that's when he was even just awake, though.
Yeah. Here, I don't know. He almost falls asleep in the middle of this interview.
I contend that he falls asleep here. Absolutely. Gone.
His eyes are somewhat open, but he could be napping. It's possible.
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention.
Mm-hmm.
My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it.
He's like, who's Dr. Biden?
Mr. President. Oh.
Dr. Biden thinks that.
Good night.
My wife thinks that.
My wife thinks that.
You're running. Are you running again?
Hello?
That I.
Are you running?
That we're doing something very important.
Wow. My wife enjoys the power that comes with the position I supposedly hold, and she loves being at the White House.
And that's not even his least coherent moment of the weekend.
No, it's not. I mean, this wow. Is this the one with the I'm going to include the
no. Wait.
It's
where are you at?
Showing Biden getting too this is too close to a child.
I mean, the pedophile was on the march again. I don't know. I mean, you don't even know where to begin with these clips. God bless you, Riley. He had more clips to put in today
26
than after like a debate.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane. There's so much going on by design.
Where is the one where he garbles and you can't tell what it is he's saying? Is
that's going to be number 10. Clip number 10, if you want to do that one there.
All right, let's do that one.
Biden on candidates. He's asked, and the reporter you'll hear, hey, why aren't Democrats wanting you to campaign with them?
Tim Ryan in Ohio said he doesn't want you there. Warnock said wouldn't say. Do you think they're making a mistake?
No, there are 16 there I've already gone in for yet, and a lot more are asked. Another 20 or so. I'm going to be on it.
What? I'm sorry.
Did you follow any of that?
Okay, you didn't need that part.
Yeah. Okay, just play the Biden part again, because see if you can understand what it is he's saying here.
You there? Warnock said wouldn't say. Do you think they're making a mistake?
No, there are 16 there I've already gone in for yet, and a lot more are asked. Another 20 or so.
No, about 16, and we're going to another 28 or so. What? Yeah. Excuse me?
Yeah, okay.
What is that?
Martin, pull the audio down on that clip. Rob, just play it again. And just read the caption there.
Yeah.
Read the caption to us, Pat. This is insanity. Right. He's asked the question, are they making a mistake not having you campaign with them? Here we go.
You're going to have to read that.
Okay. So no,
another 16.
No, but 16 year.
Okay. No, but 16
I've already gone 4 years and a lot more grass. Okay. Okay. Another 20 or so. and hold on, and then he keep going. Hold on a second. Just let it play. Just let it play. No, but 16 year. I've already gone 4 years and a lot more grass. Another 20 or so. So I'm going to be doing it. Okay. I mean, if you want to play it one more time, now that you know exactly what he says, right. I mean, it's clear as a bell, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, my goodness.
Tim Ryan in Ohio said he doesn't want you there. Warnock said wouldn't say. Do you think they're making a mistake?
No, there are 16 there I've already gone in for yet, and a lot more are asked. Another 20 or so. So I'm going to be doing it.
Okay,
wow.
The man is incoherent, and that's putting it nicely.
That's great stuff. And
the man shouldn't be in any public office.
No,
he shouldn't be running the dog catcher wing of your local town.
Nope. No, he should not.
Animal control. Nothing.
Phew.
It's just,
well, let me tell you about Rex MD. Take a minute here, and the thing is, guys hate going to the doctor. I know I do. Literally takes half the day just to get it done. The doctor can take all the time he wants, but you got to be there on time. Otherwise, they're going to ask you to come back another time. I just went through this the other day because traffic was bad. I went to my doctor, and they're like,
let me just check and see if he can still see you today.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay.
Back off.
I know. But you don't want to talk to your doctor about certain issues. But here's the thing. Most men's health issues have really simple solutions. RexMD is all about simple solutions. They make getting generic and branded Viagra and Cialis easy. Everything's online, even the prescription. You don't have to have embarrassing conversations with your doctor. They'll deliver this stuff right to your door. No office visit, no talking to a receptionist. It's just really super simple. Did you know that Viagra can cost around $90 a pill? $90. So that you do a month supply of that, that's a lot. That's a lot. But RexMD has generic Viagra for just as low as $2 a pill. It's fast, it's simple, and cheap. And you can access your U.S. licensed RexMD physician anytime you need afterwards. So, give this a try. Starter packs of generic Viagra and Cialis are now available for you, but you got to go to RexMD, RexMD.com/Pat to get started. That's RexMD.com/Pat. Go there, get started with a starter pack prescription of generic Viagra or Cialis. All orders come with free 2-day shipping. RexMD, the authority in men's telehealth.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Keith just made the comment that he shouldn't be running for that Joe Biden shouldn't be running for dog catcher. Producer Rob reminded us he actually was dog catcher at one point. Remember that? He was a city official in Delaware or something, and they called him about the dead dog.
Oh man!
All right. So he did have to remove that dead dog, supposedly. It was quite a weekend for Biden. I mean, he wasn't making any sense.
No.
He was lying through his communist teeth, as he does every single day. But now he's just making up things that are bizarre. Why would you say that you just passed a bill by a couple of votes when you didn't? It's too easy to check on that. I guess he just figures nobody's... he doesn't know what he's saying.
He honestly doesn't even know.
He doesn't know
what dimension he's in.
That's true. So I don't think he knows the difference now between an executive order, which he signed to do this student debt loan thing, and that, by the way, has been held up by a court temporarily. Mm-hmm. So the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals just put a stop to that, temporarily at least, while they hear, I guess, the arguments. But why would you sign the executive order and then claim that you passed legislation and signed it into law?
Yeah.
And it just passed by a couple of votes. Do we have that?
Yeah,
Watch this.
Clip 6.
This is crazy.
Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans, you just get $10,000 written off. It's passed. I got it passed by a vote or two.
It passed. I got it passed by a vote or two. What? What, are you making that up in your head? It never went to Congress. That did not go to the Congress.
$500 billion through the ink in his pen.
Through executive order.
And nothing else. Yeah, and so...
Yep.
And he's out there saying, look, the courts are on Biden's side. They're on my side, you know.
No, they're not.
Well, yeah, so this one court said they didn't rule in his favor. They just said that those that are bringing it don't have standing. That needs to be...
They keep doing that.
I'm so sick of that stuff.
They keep doing this narrow little ruling and just kicking the can down the street.
Yeah, and thankfully,
a little bit further.
this other court of appeals stepped in and halted it before payments started, going out or the forgiveness started. Or else you're going to have complete and total chaos if you try to get... You can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Right.
Once they start doing that, and then you're going to stop it. I mean, that's what they're trying to do is chaos, destroy this country once and for all.
Like you said, he's not capable of being dog catcher.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But Jonathan Turley, he was saying how interesting. The Biden administration, on one hand, is saying the pandemic is over, and that's why we can allow illegals to flood in here, okay? It was stopped temporarily because of the pandemic. But on the other hand, they're saying the pandemic is still happening, and that's why we have to forgive all the student loan debt and the renter debt and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just...
That's why we still have to make sure that the kids all get vaccinated in school. Crazy. Here was his dog catcher story, though, if you remember correctly.
I got a call one night
A woman said to me, obviously not of the same persuasion as I was politically, called me and said, "There's a dead dog on my lawn." And I said, "Yes,
Pause
ma'am."
it for
I
a
said,
second. Why would it be obvious that she's not of the same political persuasion as you?
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird. Why? Because what? All Republicans are mean and nasty and want you to remove their dead dogs? Weird. All right,
I'm not letting that guy touch my dog, whether he's alive or dead.
No.
"The county?" He said, "Yes, they're not here." And I said, "Well, I'll get them in the morning." She said, "I want it removed now. I pay your salary." So I went over.
He went over.
I picked it up.
No, he didn't.
She said, "I want it out of my front yard." I put it on her doorstep.
Was a lie. Again, that was a lie. Every single story he tells is exaggerated or just flat out lie. Ugh.
How long is a man going to be president? How long?
How long?
Yeah. How long?
You think you mean because
of
his disability here?
Assuming he's alive.
Yeah.
How long do you think this guy? Because
I think he goes the distance now.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he goes the distance. I mean, they're not going to invoke the 25th Amendment, which they should. I mean, there's enough evidence piled up against this guy now.
Bad weekend for him, man. And then the Associated Press. Do we have the picture of the tweet there, Rob? The Associated Press trying to carry that water for Joe Biden. Look at this tweet. They did this story, this folksy, feel-good. Look at that. One handshake, one hug, and one selfie at a time. President Joe Biden is on a mission to connect with everyday Americans.
Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the morning time.
Sucks. Stop, AP.
And here he was wanting to force taxpayers to pay for abortions and forgetting the name of Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, so he has all of these leftist, YouTubers, TikTokers in there, including that dude that pretends he's a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan.
Yes, who was so excited.
Anyhow, so these aren't everyday Americans in there asking him about, hey, the cost of food, or hey, why did I have to get vaccinated when it doesn't work in order to keep my job? No, we've got them in there talking about killing babies and dudes wanting to be chicks. But yeah.
Do you support a federal fund for individuals like myself who need to take time off work, obtain child care?
The answer is absolutely. But guess what?
What?
We need the same votes we need to overrule reinstate the decision that was struck down by the court.
Roe v. Wade?
Which he has no idea what it was.
I do support that. And I've publicly urged companies to do that. Right. I've urged them publicly as President of the United States, saying, this is what you should be doing. I urge you to do it.
So bad. Like they did on that. Dodd is the only thing he knows now. The Dodd's case is the only thing on his mind, and he can't.
Dobbs? Yeah.
Dobbs, yeah. Not Dodds. But did he say Dodds?
I think he said Dodds.
I think he did.
Yeah, so he's messing you up now.
Yeah. But that's the only thing he knows.
Don't listen to what the man says.
And how many times has he referenced Dobbs lately?
Yeah.
A bunch. And he can't think of Roe v. Wade. Let's see that one more time. That's interesting. Is there a number of people?
Do you support a federal fund for individuals like myself who need to take time off work?
A federal
obtain
fund?
Child
Absolutely.
care?
Screw you.
The answer is absolutely. But guess what?
But guess
we
what?
need the same votes we need to overrule reinstate
Roe v.
the decision
Wade.
that was struck down by the court.
The decision, I don't know what it was.
I do
Been
support
around for
that.
50
and
years.
I've publicly
Agonizing.
urged companies to do that. I've urged them publicly as President of the United States, saying, this is what you should be doing. I urge you to do it.
Yeah.
Where they don't teach you OGBYN about
OGBYN. How you like that clip?
Safety relative to
OGBYN.
pregnancy.
And she knows. She smiles. She's like, and you are dumb.
Oh, yeah.
You are dumb.
You are out of it.
OGB. Oh, do you have the Obama OB-GYN? Remember, he did this. He did something very similar. What is it with?
I don't know. I don't know. These people, I can't take it.
You're not into Joe Biden? You're not into one
Are
handshake.
you getting that impression? I don't know where that came from.
One handshake, one selfie at a time.
Right. He's just charming Americans, one person at a time. More coming up.
Pat Gray is here.
Where they don't teach you OGBYN about the health and safety relative to pregnancy.
Right. Okay. There's that, of course, and then there's this.
Like me, Eric married up. He and his wife, Dr. Sharon Malone, the nationally renowned OB-GYN, have been great friends to Michelle and me for years.
OB-GYN? All right. And then, of course, let's not forget this.
We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business.
Right, that's right.
Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country.
Her love the women all across this country.
The awkward time to...
Yeah.
Boy, as much as the left likes to make fun of Bush, he's the only one of the three that got that right.
Yeah, at least he knew it was OBGYN. And maybe some of them are practicing their love with women all around this country. DMXDM tweets, when Weber State and Montana State face off, you really can throw out the record books. It's true. Fury and Energy. To be fair, the left no longer claims to be tolerant. That is kind of true.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't hear that claim very often. Tyler Morgan Show. Of course, Edith Wilson wants Joe to run again. She enjoys the power. Yep. Interesting discussion at the White House over the weekend. We played some of his buffoonery, but also he was into this transgender thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to play the freak? Remember, we had him on from the Ulta clip, and he was talking about girlhood and how he can have a family now. And so he was one of the select few. Remember now, not the people starving to pay their family or to feed their families, not the people that can't put gas in their tank. No, we're having transgender discussions among other ridiculous things at the White House last night.
And whether or not we should pay for it for the reassignment surgery.
So this Dylan character was at a hotel in D.C. getting all ready because he was so excited to be going to meet with the president. If you want to see this.
It's day 222 of being a girl. I'm in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to the White House to speak to the President of the United States. You know that phrase, I fear I may have girl bossed too close to the sun? Well, that's how I feel today, because I get to sit down with Joe Biden and now this news, and I get to ask him a few questions surrounding trans issues in the United States and talk to him about my transness, and I really just want to represent my community the best that I can.
That's great. Wonderful.
I bet your community's excited for you there.
Sure they are. I know I'm excited for them. And there was more that they had to say, right?
Yes.
Here it
there
is.
was more.
Do you think I just knock on the front door?
Yeah, I think that's what you do. Just knock.
Looking for the president's dog.
This is so bad.
Our queen, love you.
Our queen, Michelle
To go. Is there anything in my teeth?
Oh,
Leaving on cloud 9.
Okay.
The President of the United States gave me a cookie. He gave me a cookie in the Oval
It's not a Kexi
Office.
cookie, though, Pat.
Now,
What do you think of
here's the
that?
question. Do I eat it? Or
shows
do I
you how
save it? It has a
stupid he is.
seal. Please, honestly, tell me. Everyone, I got to pet the dog. I got to pet his dog. I'm still in shock, and don't be mad, but I don't get to post any of the footage until after the interview airs on Sunday night. But it's going to be worth it because
I'm really
I can't
mad
wait
now.
for you to hear everything that we talked about.
kill this.
I left with a lot of hope.
We
and
got
optimism.
enough.
Optimism, yeah. How about for gas prices? Did you leave for hope with that? How about price of food? Did you leave any
No,
hope
because
with that?
those are not important issues.
Rob brings up a good point in my ear. You had the guy there, Dylan, and he said he just referred to Michelle Obama as his queen, as their queen, the trans queen. That's weird. That is interesting. Just weird.
Also, Biden was asked about the reassignment surgery. And
good. Dylan got to question him? All right.
Do you think states should have a right to ban gender-affirming health care?
I don't think any state or
Pause
anybody
it.
should have the right
Should
to
they?
do that.
Is anybody talking about banning gender-affirming health care? Nobody's talking about that. If you're an adult and you decide to have that surgery, go ahead. What people are arguing about is whether you make those kinds of critical decisions, draconian decisions, in the lives of 8 and 9 and 10-year-olds, or sometimes younger. Because often they regret that decision when they made it too young. And then they, go through puberty, or they they develop some maturity and a different kind of understanding and become comfortable with their former selves and wish they could go back. And the suicide rate is 20 times as high as the normal population. So, really bad. All right, there's more.
As a moral question and as a legal question.
Moral.
I just think it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Okay. All right. It's wrong.
It's wrong to have taxpayers pay. So they want us to pay for the trans surgeries and all that kind of stuff.
Which, why? Why would we do that? Why? Isn't that your responsibility? You want to change gender. Why should I have to pay for that? Well, it's just the Christian thing to do. Is it? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. We're going to have some big decisions to make.
It's amazing the kind of stuff we have to discuss now.
Yeah, it is. And so much of it hinges on this midterm election, which is coming right up.
Oh, yeah. And early voting started today here in Texas, or begins, in about 20 minutes.
Actual election day is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah. And so this one guy, he had a phone conversation with a high-ranking Beto staffer. And, we're not going to play the whole conversation where he's talking about, getting transgender care paid for under a Governor Beto O'Rourke. And so later on in the conversation, he says, look, I'm an uncle. I want to ask you about, I think it was like his niece or his nephew, or maybe it was both. I forget here. Is Beto going to make sure that I, I can do that even though I'm not the parent? Check this out.
Like, I just, because, yeah, like, I know there's a lot of, paper stuff, but I just don't want, as, an uncle, to get in trouble if I were to get surgery done for my niece and nephew.
Of course.
What?
Of course.
Like, do you think I'd be prosecuted if basically what my vote hedges on is, if I can get my nephew's about to be 10, if I can get him transition surgery without having to worry about me getting persecuted, him getting bullied. I mean, will Beto fight to protect us if we want to go through with that?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course he will.
Yeah.
Yeah. The governor of the state?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope so. I hope that's a promise that he okay. I hope that's a...
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Do you know...
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got...
Yeah. So anyway, he made it clear that, this is... his parents aren't going to know about this. That was earlier in the conversation. Yeah, we'll make sure you're protected. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Well, that's dangerous.
That's a promise you can't keep. You just can't keep that promise. All right. If you own a dog, you know how special they are. They're probably considered part of your family, right? And so you want your dog to be the healthiest, happiest, and most active they can be, and that's where Rough Greens comes in. Now, the dry kibble dog food that most of us feed our dogs is just dead food. In the sterilization process, which they sterilize all of these dog food because it has to last on the shelf for 2 to 3 years. And so all the good stuff is just cooked right out of it. That's why you need Rough Greens. Rough Greens, when you sprinkle it on top of your dog's food, puts back into the food all the vitamins and minerals and probiotics and antioxidants that your dog needs. Plus, they love it. My dog wouldn't eat her food until we put the Rough Greens on it. So see if your dog will love it as much as mine does. In order to do that, they don't want you to have to really commit to this unless you're sure your dog's going to love it. So they'll send you a free bag of Rough Greens just to try out for a few days. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com, RUFF greens.com, roughgreens.com, or 833-783-3364.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
This is what happens when Joe Biden goes out and does a bunch of different things over the weekend. Starts speaking to people, does a few interviews, mingles with crowds. Then you have all kinds of video screw-ups to show the kind of buffoon he is. Here's another video that's going around showing Biden getting too close to a child yet again. Watch this.
Gross. He just.
What are you doing? He's wiping his nose on the back of this kid who's trying desperately to get away from him.
Good instincts from the kid, I'd like to point out. And then the
Look
dad.
at that, the poor guy.
The dad turns away. The dad should not be turning away from a pedophile.
Jeez. Ay. He is so bizarre. But it's fine. Don't even.
It's just Joe being Joe.
Joe being Joe. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Move along. All right. And he was. I think we covered that as well. So I don't know if I can take any more Joe Biden.
No, we're done. We got no more Biden clips. We made it through.
Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Considerable, though. As I said, when he does a lot of things, there's an awful lot of screw ups. Interesting news, though. Really good news, potentially, if it's accurate.
I need it.
Dr. Oz has just taken a 4.5-point lead over John Fetterman in the latest poll.
Did they poll Oz against Fetterman's lump?
No, they did not.
Did they poll?
He would probably lose to the lump.
Okay. Did they poll Oz against Fetterman's wife, who, of course,
no, they did not.
Assume that seat before March Madness ends.
Mm-hmm. But they did poll 1,013 likely voters conducted by a market research firm, WIC, between the 9th and 13th, found that Oz leads by 4.5 points over Fetterman with just 2 weeks left before the midterms. Of course, early voting's already going on, and early voting began today in Texas.
Yeah. And
so things are heating up.
I think that's when early voting started today in Pennsylvania, right? Or
did it?
I know they have a debate tonight or tomorrow night. The two. And in fact,
that should be interesting.
Fetterman's going to have closed caption during the debate.
They allowed that?
That's what I heard, a little clip this morning on the local news here, or whatever it was.
It was probably the only way Oz could get him to agree. And so they're like, okay, go ahead. Jeez. All right, let the invalid read what is being asked of him. Whatever.
How is he within 4.5
It's not fair. It's not right.
No.
The guy should have to face conditions that he will face in the U.S. Senate should he win. According to this latest poll, though, Oz leads Fetterman 49.1 to 44.6. Another 3.4% are voting for somebody else, 2.9% undecided.
Yeah. Remember, my threshold is 8 points. If you're not up 8
to
points
overcome any shenanigans
in Pennsylvania.
Any skullduggery.
There it is. Oh, that's a good word. That is a good word, Pat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. If I use it 2 more times today,
2?
I own it. It belongs to me at that point.
Just 2 more times?
2 more times. Yeah, you got to use it a total of 3 times during the day.
Oh, mix it in.
So I got to find a way. You know,
we work with Martin. You'll find a way. Guy's always in there doing skullduggery.
Do you remember when Nancy Pelosi was on the George Stephanopoulos Sunday morning program? And here's how that went.
Taking any arrows out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
The hell?
We have a responsibility.
What?
Okay, so
I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just from a general perspective, you're trying to move past all the pleasantries
small
and
talk.
get to the meat of it. Don't small talk me in the middle of this interview. We don't have time for it.
But never mind the small talk. It's the fact that it makes no sense.
And she's
good morning.
Good morning.
Sunday morning. So that became
Let me see that one more time because that is so awkward.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah.
Wow.
Taking any arrows out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Stephanopoulos was like,
we have a responsibility.
Because he's hating it. He's pissed inside. He's like, what are you doing?
So her little Good Morning Sunday morning has become a favorite thing on social media.
It's a big meme.
Big memes and stuff like that. I love this thing somebody made.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
So, isn't that pleasant?
That's been a fun thing for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
We just enjoy having online there.
Well, she was back again yesterday morning on Sunday morning. And Here's what happened then.
You've heard our CBS estimates have the Republicans taking the House with 224 seats. How do you shift the momentum?
Well, let's just say, first and foremost, good morning. It's Sunday morning, 15 days or so before the election. People are already voting.
That's so weird.
Weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, people know what morning it is, Pumpkin. They don't need you to tell them.
Well, first off, let's just say good morning. It's Sunday morning.
Weird, I think she's
right?
saying that to emphasize and to brag about the fact that she's important enough to be included on a Sunday morning show. Because, that's a big deal in the news cycle, right? So maybe she's just trying to, I'm on Sunday morning, and there's nothing you can do about it this morning. Good morning. First off, good morning.
Just weird, man.
Weird and embarrassing.
I mean, these are the people
very awkward.
who are
running the country.
Running this country.
Yeah.
And they are so incoherent every time they speak.
Yeah.
And don't do it, Pennsylvania. We got enough of that in D.C. We don't need any more people that are mentally checked out. No Fetterman. Or Fetter meme, as people are now calling him. Since there are plenty of memes of him and that lump of his going around.
Are there?
Yeah.
I have yet to see one.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh.
Well, Mr. Twitter, you've yet to see one?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
I love the one. Well, I didn't send this in. So don't
Is it
worry
speaking?
It's always speaking, but apparently it's Joe Biden's face now. That's the latest one. Yeah, it's really gross.
Interesting to note, just as an aside here, Biden goes to help Fetterman during his campaign and suddenly is down by 4.5 points. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
Also, this is interesting. We might have to wait till after the break. In China, President Xi Jinping
we got time.
is given an unprecedented third term. Now, that's unconstitutional there, but they changed the constitution to fit him. And at the meeting,
watch this.
Former president who was escorted out.
Yeah, look at this. Right after they let the press in and cameras start rolling, they're like, "You're coming with us."
Look at that. They're physically trying to lift him out of his
And look,
seat.
he's trying to grab Xi's notes there on his way out.
Wow.
And Xi's not doing anything. He's just like, "Yep, get out of here, old man."
Oh, he knows what's happening.
Yeah,
though.
you're being purged. This is dangerous. Like, what's about to happen in
And he's
China?
trying to get help from Xi Jinping. And he's like, no, sorry.
Dark days are ahead. They are getting rid of the old guard, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting scary in China.
And they made a point of having the press see it.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
A couple of tweets for you. Let's see. Is it napping giblets? Yeah, trans women equals woman face.
Yeah, that's an analogy going around, and it makes total sense. People are comparing what these men are doing is the equivalent to blackface for women. They're just mocking women.
Right, right. Gender appropriation.
Yep.
Defiant to the end, it's amazing how all the trans women are just an extremely exaggerated stereotype of biological women. They're literally mocking women, as you just kind of said. Yeah. Postmaster Jeffy tweets, "Why are you guys continually dead-naming John Fetterwoman?"
Yeah, our bad.
Yeah. Pick a pool, the snarky jackhole Pokemon. Don't worry, Fetterman still has plenty of time to receive a positive COVID diagnosis and bow out of tomorrow's debate. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what transpires there. From Rank Johnson. So the guy is saying either educated So the guy is saying is either educated enough or mentally incapable of comprehending
I think
speech.
we're missing a preposition. Okay.
See, I'm incomprehensible.
Right.
I can't. I'm not capable of comprehending this tweet.
So Fetterman is saying that he's either educated enough or mentally incapable of comprehending. No, you know what? Your tweet's messed up. You know what? Did John Fetterman write your tweet for you? Rank?
Yeah, not sure what was going on
or is
there.
it Frank?
Thank you for
There's
it.
a letter missing.
Rank or Frank.
You look like an
This
idiot.
whole thing is messed up, man.
Also, Mark Levin's producer, Rich Cementa.
Yeah.
Mr. Producer. Posted this online over the weekend. A tale of two receipts. December 2020.
Whoa.
Large eggs, $1.79.
Okay.
October 2022. Large eggs, $7.29.
What?
Almost 5 or 6 times
What?
the price. Wow. And both at ShopRite.
Oh. New Jersey.
That's probably not optimal. I would say it's suboptimal.
Wow.
That kind of inflation. Yeah, but that's Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I'm not sure what was going on last year when, but now it's obviously Trump's fault.
Wow, that's stark.
Wow.
That's quite the example of where we're at.
It is. Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
Cost of Halloween candy has soared by a record amount, too. The latest inflation report issued by the Bureau of Labor Stats shows that the price of Halloween candy has soared by a record 13.1% over the last month. In a month. Officials blame the massive price hike on the rising cost of sugar, which there's sugar in candy? Really? Since when? When they start doing that?
That's breaking news.
Yeah.
Are you saying that this precious
commodity
grains of gold
are
skyrocketing? Oh no.
Well, it only went up 17.1% in a month. The price of chocolate has also increased due to supply chain issues caused by the coronavirus pandemic and the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. The Putin price increase.
Yeah, the Putin price hike. Yeah.
That sound familiar to anybody? According to Fortune, the single month increase is equal to the total rise in price.
What?
That was seen between 1997 and 2006.
What?
And that happened in 1 month. Jeez.
Oh.
Like a decade. That's like it's equal to the rise in price of a decade. Higher prices don't appear to be dampening Americans' Halloween spending, though. The National Retail Federation said it expects Americans to spend $10.6 billion on Halloween this year, breaking last year's record of $10.1 billion. Works out to be about $100 per person, and that includes candy, costumes, decorations, and cards. I am seeing so many more decorations for Halloween than I've ever seen before. That seems like it's really exploded, the decorating your house and your lawn with Halloween stuff. I didn't used to see that very much.
Yeah, there's one house in our neighborhood who goes all out every year to the point where the kids used to be terrified of it, and now they look forward to it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. You're seeing a lot of it.
Yeah. Yep, everywhere.
Is it just because we're all in that dark place now? We're just
yes,
put up all the evil stuff.
Yeah, I think that might be part of it.
Oh, I did see the house that you guys saw on October 20th, already decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood out here next to the studio.
Yeah. And there were several of them. Some of them had shut it off today, but there were still a couple with their Christmas lights on.
So
already,
I think you can gauge the how well a nation is doing, I guess. I don't know, spiritually maybe. I don't know.
By how soon they start celebrating,
because we're we want the
something.
Christmas season. We want it right now, and I think that's why they're decorated earlier.
Yeah, and turkey prices. This isn't good news with Thanksgiving coming up. 73% higher than last year, and may stay that way through Thanksgiving. The ongoing spread of bird flu is likely going to affect the price and availability of turkeys this year. Right now, the price per pound of an 8 to 16 pound turkey is $1.99. That's up from $1.15 last year. 73% increase. Typically, bird flu spreads during colder months, but this commercial turkey producers this year were reporting cases of avian flu in July when farmers are raising flocks for the holiday season. Certainly occurring at a terrible time, said Walter Knish, senior commodities strategist. The last avian flu outbreak was in 2015, and about 50 million birds were affected. Already this year, 47.6 million birds have been affected. And the flu has been detected in 42 states. To control the spread, growers must kill entire flocks, which usually contain about 15,000 birds. Jeez. From January to July, 5.4 million birds were killed. Really sad. Huh. And then I suppose you can't eat them, right? That's just a waste.
Well, I wonder what avian flu tastes like.
It's a little bit spicy, I think. Yeah, adds a little bit of a kick to it.
No, thank
on
you.
the backside.
No, thank you.
No, you don't like that. All right, and you are picky. New IRS rules mean your paycheck could be bigger next year.
Oh, we're gonna be able to retire.
Yeah, because this is to keep up with inflation. So
I don't understand this at all. This story.
Inflation may be pushing prices up, but it also may help push up your take-home pay starting next year, thanks to inflation adjustments to 2023 federal income tax brackets and other provisions announced by the IRS. More of your 2023 wages may be subject to lower tax rates.
I never realized that inflation affects where
didn't
the
either.
tax brackets fall.
Interesting. It is very likely that you would see more in your paycheck starting in January because of the inflation adjustments, which tend to result in lower withholding for a given level of income. Since the changes don't apply till 2023, they won't have any effect on your 2022 tax return. But maybe next year. Okay. So there's a teeny bit of good news, too. You'll probably see, $3 or $4 more. Wouldn't that be something?
I think
what are you going to do with that?
I think you're dangerously close to reality there.
I bet, yeah. I'll bet it's like, $3. Woo! Woo! I'm going to try not to spend all that in one place.
Well, so what you do
Man.
is you combine the $3 or $4, as you say, with the 16 cents, if you're still saving that from last July 4th, that Joe Biden got you. You're not very grateful for that.
That's right.
Note.
That is right.
So then back to the original premise, you'll probably be able to retire. Take the $3, $4 plus the 16.
Sure.
And then you get the 30 minutes.
Yeah, your 30-minute.
This is our life. Every sound drop
goes back to something
ends
that
up
we've
in
done
our
in the
brain,
past.
just kind of rolls around.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
You got 30 minutes.
30-minute.
Bless his heart. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Good stuff.
All right. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. CBS News reporting on U.S. troops near Ukraine. This is an amazing story. It is David Petraeus, for one, former General David Petraeus, has been saying things like, we've got like 4,700 troops in Romania that can just cross the border at any time. Anytime we need to get into this thing, we're all ready to do it.
God.
Wait, what?
No.
When did that become a thing? That we're talking about sending troops now into Ukraine to fight against Russia? No.
Don't like it.
But the talk is beginning, and that's how it starts. They try to soften you up. They send out these weather balloons just to gauge your temperature. Hey, I wonder if the American people will swallow this now. They're really for Ukraine. Let's see if we can do some military intervention.
And the word we need to be on high alert for, Pat, is advisors, right?
Right. That's right. That's how it started in Vietnam and Korea. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We've got a few advisors there. They're not in combat. They're just, behind the scenes. And they advise these troops on where to go, what to do, a little bit of training going on. Maybe the CIA's there with some paramilitary agents and some special ops guys. That's about it. Well, and the 101st Airborne Division's ready to go in at any moment. But other than that, I wouldn't even worry about it.
By the way, so before you play this clip from CBS News, breaking news over the weekend, Russia has reportedly informed multiple Western nations that Ukraine plans to detonate a dirty nuclear bomb on its territory. Ukraine denies the allegations, and so this is.
So they're trying to set it up.
Exactly.
My gosh.
They're trying to set up Ukraine.
Speaking of floating out balloons, there.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's get that out that it's Ukraine that's gonna do this. Oh, wow. That's another chilling little tidbit. But here's the CBS News report.
Getting a look at the U.S. forces closest to the fighting in Ukraine, supporting NATO allies and sending a very clear message to Russia. Charlie D'Agata is in Romania for us this morning. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, Tony. Romania is now home to the 101st Airborne Division. It's the first time it's been headquartered here in Europe in nearly 80 years. This is some of the equipment they brought from home, a 777 howitzer, ready to roll at any minute.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
No. No, that's not
Wait,
good.
no, they're ready to roll. They're ready to go and, kill some Russians. What's your problem with that? Don't tell me you're sick of wars. Don't tell me you don't want to sacrifice American troops in this cause. What are you, selfish? What do you love Putin now? Is that it? You love Putin, don't you? You've finally been exposed, Keith, for the Putin lover you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean...
This is dangerous, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it. Oh, did you see the story of all of the traffic cameras have been disappearing in, I think it's in Sweden. And they're ending up, they're showing up in Russian drones that are bombing Ukraine right now. So the cameras.
Really?
So if I'm in Sweden,
that's how hard up they are. They're stealing traffic cameras.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Jeez.
But I mean, if I'm in Sweden, that's kind of a win-win, right? In that, hey, look, no more traffic cameras, and oh yeah, now they've been destroyed over there.
Wow.
But yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit. Yeah, I don't like this.
It's not good.
You've got what the video we played from China, where the old
they're
guard
really cracking down.
Yep, the Communist Party is clamping down so much so that they're getting rid of the old leaders in the party.
It's really quite chilling.
And you've got Russia saying, "Yep, don't be surprised when that dirty bomb goes off. It's Ukraine that did it."
Wink, wink.
But at least we have some competent, solid leadership running this country.
That's the good thing.
Take care of everything.
That's the thing you can count on. Yeah. That's really good. All right, let me tell you about Nugenix. This is a fantastic product. As we get older, and certainly as I've aged, there's been changes in my body. And, you start to feel a little bit sluggish, maybe. You don't have the motivation you once did. You don't have time to work out. You don't want to make time to work out. But you want the energy, and you want to get all that back. Well, that's doable with Nugenix. Because as we age, our body naturally loses free testosterone, the man hormone. It happens to everybody, every man, and it can make it more difficult to stay in shape and be energetic and active. So if you want to counter the negative physical effects of aging, Nugenix Total T testosterone booster with Testofen will help you turn back the clock, re-energize your workouts, get you better results in the gym, and help you look and feel like the man you really want to be. It is really awesome. There is a way to get your life back and feel younger again. And right now, you can get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T when you text Unleashed to 231-231. Text that now, and you'll get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo, their most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back into shape. Absolutely free. Text Unleashed to 231-231. That's Unleashed to 231-231.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. This is a really, really good news. The federal deficit topped $1.4 trillion in fiscal year 2022. That's 50% above the pre-COVID level. But it's not $2 trillion or $5 trillion. So stop your belly aching about it. Biden's doing everything he can to bring the debt down and the deficit and inflation, gas prices. He also said good news on the economy will save Democrats in the midterms, which are coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Does he really believe this stuff, or is he just so out of touch and out to lunch that he doesn't know what he's talking
I just wish
about.
the press would give the old man a fair shake.
Yeah, right.
Right?
He can't get a fair shake from him. He can't. They are on him like white on rice.
They don't get me, man.
That's apparently what he's wandering around the White House telling everybody. They don't get me. The press just doesn't get me. I'm funny. They never laugh. I'm successful. They never admit it.
Yeah, watch this. Don't jump.
Yeah, see how funny that is?
It's good stuff, right?
It's funny. Did I tell you the really funny story about Ange?
Yeah, we know.
You know, the Amtrak
Shoot, I gotta
guy?
go do anything but be here, Joe.
He claimed on Friday that good economic news will give Democrats a boost in the midterm elections despite bad inflation and GDP figures that have just come out. It's been back and forth with them ahead, us ahead, them ahead, back and forth.
Who's us and them in the scenario? Is that poll numbers?
Democrats, yeah.
Okay.
Democrats versus Republicans.
Okay, my bad.
And the polls have been all over the place. I think that we're going to see one more shift back to our side in the closing days.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you why I think that. We're starting to see some of the good news on the economy. Are you? Are we starting to see that? Because the consumer price index increased 8.2% in September after going up 8.3% in August. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It went down 0.1%.
Woo!
That's what I'm saying. In August, it was 8.6%. In July, 9.1%. In June, 8.5%. May and June. The economy shrank by 0.6% in the second quarter. So
again, it's still going up. It's just not going up as much as it was the month before.
Exactly.
And if it's going up from a year ago, we're now in the territory where it's going up from a period when it had already been going up.
And here's another great comment. Gas prices are down sharply, too, in 46 of the 50 states because of what I've been doing. Because of what you've been doing? Okay. Oh, it's so hard to deal with all this.
I know.
Oh, man.
I know, man.
We're moving in the right direction. There's more to come. State unemployment today. State unemployment was at all-time lows in 11 states. 17 states have unemployment rates under 3%. Yeah, unemployment's not the thing right now. People are being employed because the businesses have reopened now since the pandemic. And so people are getting jobs. And there are so many jobs now because of that they can't even fill them all because you've been supporting everybody with their unemployment benefits so high that they don't need to go to work, that they lose money if they go to work.
Yeah, it's been very strange. Obviously, this administration is all about bankrupting this country once and for all.
Yeah.
They're looking for ways to just spend money, make sure it gets out the door, which, that's going to help with inflation, right? And so
sure.
this college loan program is an example. But in the last several weeks, both myself and my wife have gotten separate letters from the IRS saying, are you sure you've gotten everything you can out of us? Are you sure? Maybe you want to refile again. Let's see if there's more. Yeah. It's so weird.
They want to pay you more money?
Yeah. And I'm like, don't fall for this trick. We're not doing this. No.
Wow.
No. I know I'm not playing this game.
Huh.
I'm not playing this game. So they are looking for ways to send more money, drain this federal treasury even more.
God, jeez.
To stimulate the economy for one, but I think more deeper than that. I as far as darkness here, I think they're just trying to drain the coffers of this country.
Yeah.
Like wink, wink. Hey, please file again. Come on now.
What are gas prices? Where are they now? National average. It was $3.82, I think, on Friday. Okay. Wow. Look at that.
He's in there pitching for us, Joe.
That's because of the things Joe Biden has done. Is why it's only $3.79 a gallon. Remember, it was under $2 a gallon when Donald Trump lost the election. Under $2 a gallon.
You mean when Joe Biden was inaugurated?
Yes. Well, I think it was November that it was $1.87. By inauguration, it was a little higher than that.
Yeah, oil companies realized that their supply was about to be cut off.
Yep.
And so if you
started raising
that's when
prices.
it went up. Yeah, exactly.
But it was still only like $2.36 or something.
By January 20th?
Yeah. So this guy...
But he got a plan. He's got a plan.
He's got a plan.
And it's release more of our oil for potential wartime.
Yeah, but here's what he's going to do. He's going to sell some of that for $90 a barrel.
Okay.
And then buy it back at $70 so we make money. We actually make money in the process.
That seems speculative.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know it's going to be $70 a barrel ever again?
It cannot be said enough. You cannot be reminded of it too much. Donald Trump, during the dark days of 2020, wanted to stock up more for our petroleum reserve at $24 a barrel, and the Democrat Party stood in the way.
Yeah.
$24 a barrel.
They would not allow it. Think of that. Man.
But he sold it at 90.
Right. And then they're going to buy it back at 70.
Bargain price right there.
Wow. Why don't you wait till it goes down to $10 a barrel? Wouldn't that be even better? I would think so. All right. More Pat Gray Unleashed just around the corner. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. It's Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Wow. I mean, there's just so much going on today. We got a couple of tweets here for you from Sarah. Went to pick up dog food Saturday. One can that I buy went from $3 to $4.29 in just 3 weeks.
It's happening everywhere with everything.
Wow. Lutheran housewife tweets, I'm thinking of distributing single, tiny, fun-sized candles at Halloween.
Candies.
And, candies, not candles. Sorry. That would be stupid to distribute candles
I'd
to
be
kids.
Pissed. If I'm a kid,
yeah.
I walk
and you got
up
a candle.
and there's a bowl of candles.
Here's a candle, honey.
What?
Enjoy that.
I'll be back later with some toilet paper for your trees. Candles.
Candies at Halloween and taping Biden. I did that stickers to them. Okay. Yeah. I think the kids would really appreciate that. They'd love that. So political, the little goblins and ghosties. Benjamin Flinsberg tweets, an all-out war in Europe seems to be the cure-all for both the EU and the Biden administration. It will be a disaster and China will win until they realize Europe and the U.S. keep tanking economies.
It's keeping China's
keeping them
economy?
afloat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The U.S. keep their tanking economy afloat.
Let's see if it's you or Benjamin. Who was it?
A little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
Strangely worded, but I could have gotten there.
No, so, I mean, that's China absolutely wants the United States on the ground in Russia, period. Because China's going to go in and pick up the pieces. And what just happened there with Xi consolidating power.
And you don't think if we go into Ukraine, that wouldn't be their opportunity to go take Taiwan back? Of course they would. Absolutely they would. And not take it back, take it in the first place. So, also we had a caller, Matthew from New Mexico, wanted to know if we're aware of the escalated conflict going on between North and South Korea.
No, good. That sounds promising.
That's great. Mm-hmm.
North Korea lobbing missiles.
Yeah, I know there's some problems there. I haven't really been following it closely because there's a lot to follow.
No kidding.
And North Korea, probably not a high priority, but they probably should be. There's these bad actors all over the world that are just acting up because we've got a lack of leadership in the United States of America. Who's going to do anything about it as they act up?
And we got the report that it would be a challenge for the United States to fight one major war at a time right now.
Let alone two. On how many fronts could we fight a war? Well, the Heritage Foundation said not even one, really, are we prepared for right now.
What was the rankings there? It was only the Navy. Is that right? No, Marines. Only Marines.
Marines, yeah.
Ranked strong according to their assessment.
Right.
That's terrifying. And and you've got the simultaneous draining of our strategic oil reserve by this president.
Yeah. And, you know, we've got air superiority in the United States and always have had, and we have the two largest air forces in the world. The largest is the U.S. Air Force. The second largest is the U.S. Navy. And our pilots are the most highly trained, most skilled in the world. Our planes are the best ever invented. That F-35 is so sophisticated that, you don't have to worry about a dogfight. Instead of, will it perform in a dogfight? No, they don't ever have to be in a dogfight because they can blow you out of the sky from something like 150 miles away. It's just incredible. Just incredible. All right. Speaking of overseas and things that are going on there, well, in Europe, somebody posted this little meme, this little tweet. This is insane. I just arrived in Italy and got this notice at the apartment. This is essentially a climate lockdown. And the notice that they had posted was new Italian laws for heating from October 22nd. From 22nd of October 2022. Dear guest, we are sorry to inform you that Italian Ministry for Ecologic Transition has made a new law for the use of heating.
Ecologic transition.
Mm-hmm. Maximum temperatures 19 to 20 degrees Celsius. Who knows what that is?
I don't know.
Is that 4 below zero? Is it 230 degrees? I don't know. There's no way to tell.
So it's oh my gosh. So maximum. So 20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees.
And that's
Fahrenheit.
the maximum during the winter?
So I don't know what 19 would be 66. So
Wow.
between 66 and 68 degrees in your apartment.
So, and the heating will be off from 2300 till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wait, overnight?
Yeah.
When it's the coldest?
Yeah. We are very sorry, but there will be controls from the authority. Oh. Okay. Well, thank you. Welcome to Benito Mussolini's in Italy again, I guess.
Dude, I'm setting up a space heater shop in Italy.
Yeah.
This is asinine. And this is our future, by the way.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Well, in Europe, they're doing things a lot better than we are. In Europe. Well, also in Europe, more environmentalists are having fun in Europe. This time, it was a Monet painting. And instead of, what was it? Tomato soup, I think they threw on the Vincent van Gogh painting. Yeah. This time, they threw mashed potatoes on a Monet.
You losers.
Freaks.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand these people.
Yeah. And now,
I can't stand
what
them.
he's saying, you can see he's going to...
And really, the glue, I'm gluing myself to the wall. That's supposed to work.
People are starving. Can you pause this?
Yeah, go back and let's read the...
Yeah, people are starving. People are freezing. Well, if they're starving, stop wasting food on paintings. Oh, my gosh. And then, they're freezing because of your eco policies. We just read about what is happening in Italy right now because in your name, basically. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't with these people.
I know. It's frustrating.
All right. You want to see this nonsense again?
I do.
Okay.
Let's see it. There we go. Okay, so they threw, I guess, mashed potatoes.
Perfectly good serving of
and now they're
potatoes.
putting glue on their hands and then sticking their hands to the wall. Are you kidding me? Is that really supposed to stick you in place? People are starving. People are freezing. People are dying. We're in a climate catastrophe. No, we're not. And all of you are afraid of tomato soup or mashed potatoes on a painting. You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid because science tells us
here we go.
that we won't be able to feed our families in 2050. No, it doesn't tell us that. Does it make mashed potatoes on a painting? Does it take that to make you listen? This painting is not going to be
worth anything
if we have to fight over food. Good gosh, these people are so stupid. When will you finally start to listen? When will you finally start to listen and stop business as usual? So they desperately want an end to capitalism.
Sure,
That's what the goal is here.
And if you brainwash generation after generation of people into thinking it's the end of the world if we don't do this stuff, then that's the kind of hysteria you're going to get.
It is the climate a-holes' fault that this is going on because they have scared these kids into a complete panic situation where they believe that we're in a climate catastrophe, which we're not. So,
trying to find.
And you know what? Call the police and have them removed immediately. Grab their arms.
Rip their
pull
hand
it off the wall. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna come off easily.
Yeah. No, you're taking.
If they lose a little skin,
right?
So be it. They're the ones who did it in the first place.
You're taking a paint swash home as a parting gift.
Put them in cuffs and escort them out, and take them to jail and put a stop to this insanity.
I'm trying to figure out who did this. I know somebody just took NOAA's own graphs and charts and what have you, and they've determined that in all of recorded history, the change in the rate of sea level rise is, you want to guess? How much has the sea level changed in all of recorded history?
Well, almost all of it is just in the last, 15, 20 years. And it's about 400 feet. Would be my guess. It's risen about 400 feet.
That's your final guess?
Yeah. Is that close? Am I close? Is it more than that? It's more than that, isn't it? It's 1,000 feet.
No change whatsoever.
None.
In the level of our seas and oceans.
My gosh.
But you keep on. Oh, look at that. See, look at that. 1925, 2021. Nothing different. It's unbelievable. These people
it's incredible, yeah.
suck.
They
are destroying our way of life.
Yes, they are.
And they are in positions of power where they can do this kind of stuff to us.
We had more climate protester buffoons who, in Germany, glued their hands to the floor of a Volkswagen exhibit. That was in Wolfsburg, Germany, because they're upset the car company refused. And this is so great. So they came in and their scientist rebellion began when they, glued themselves to the floor. And then they insisted that Volkswagen officials provide them with bowls so they could defecate and urinate in them while they sat there on the showroom floor protesting.
What?
Yeah. So Volkswagen said, no, we're not going to do that. And now they're all pissed off at Volkswagen. One of them said, Volkswagen told us they supported our right to protest, but they refused our request to provide us with a bowl to urinate and defecate in a decent manner while we're glued and have turned off the heating. People in support can't get out of the building. Well, maybe you shouldn't have done this then. How about that? Again, why are you playing along with this nonsense? Why? Take them out in handcuffs. Tell them no. Listen, we can't order food. We must get this.
I can't.
We must use the food provided by Volkswagen. So they're providing food.
What?
They just don't want them to poop in bowls in front of everybody, I guess.
You kill two birds with one stone. You don't feed them. You don't have to worry about their poop.
Also, apparently, the lights were turned off after hours. Place was locked up. Then there were random unannounced checks by security guards with bright flashlights. Police just came in. You're kidding me. Wow. While you're protesting? Among their demands was the insistence that the German government lower the speed limit.
Whoa, that's a non-starter, bro.
From 100 kilometers per hour, or about 62 miles per hour, to, I don't know, it doesn't say what, 55? I don't know.
School zone.
Outside the center, other protesters raised a banner after they threw red paint all over the steps, apparently symbolizing blood. Hold
on a second. They've done all this stuff.
They vandalized the area. Yeah, and then they glued themselves to the floor. And then they expected special treatment from Volkswagen.
So they did all that stuff?
And they got some of it.
Wow, they did all that stuff, and the counter was bright flashlights.
Yes, and we're not going to give you a bowl to poop and pee. Okay? Sorry. But here's some food. What?
Yeah, but it's Volkswagen's supplied food.
Yes.
I want to order from Uber Eats.
Right. And I want it to be free. I want Volkswagen to pay for it.
Yeah. And
they are so rude.
Yeah.
They won't pay for my DoorDash bill.
And I'm not tipping either. You do it. I mean, we are stories like that. It's just the continual
It's over
fall.
for civilization.
Yeah.
If we don't get a grip here very soon,
The
like
Western
today,
world. The Western world
it's over.
Is just
It's over.
Checking out.
Again, I go back 20 years when a lot of this stuff was starting to really be noticed. And the participation trophies and the treatment where we changed grades for them and we changed the curve for them and we didn't do red ink on pages because it was too frightening to them.
It's harsh.
It was so harsh. And on and on and on we made these concessions. And I kept saying, look, they're going to have a rude awakening when they become adults because the employers are not going to put up with this. Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. Employers have completely put up with it and adopted their policies accordingly.
And so have nations and governments who are allowing these
they have.
kids who have grown up and turned into the AOCs of the world to set policy.
Yeah.
Self-destructive policies.
And as a result, we're on the brink of collapse here.
Total collapse. Yeah.
A civilization on the brink of collapse because we've accommodated everything these little darlings want, from not even identifying what a woman really is to allowing you to say that whatever your gender is defined by how you identify.
Yeah.
And we'll accommodate all of those changes for you.
See if this tweet that I sent out last night sums it up for you here, okay? See if this is accurate. Unchecked political correctness became unchecked language police, became unchecked shaming, became unchecked wokeness, became the grotesque cancel culture we're living with today.
Yes, that's really good.
It just
like
one step after another, slippery slope fun, right?
Yep. We rarely use that term anymore because we're already down at the bottom of the slope. We've slipped down the slope so far. I don't know if we can go any further.
We think we have.
No, maybe. They'll dig a hole now and we'll fall through that.
Oh.
Meantime, let me tell you about preborn, because almost 1 out of 5 Americans never even have a chance to live outside the womb. 20% of babies are aborted. It's a leading cause of death in the world. In New York City, more black babies are aborted than born alive. Over 63 million babies have been aborted just since Roe v. Wade. That was in 1973. The states are going to decide now, and many of them are going to do more abortions because people will travel there so that they can get their abortion in a different state. That's why the Ministry of Preborn and Blaze Media are partnering to help rescue 50,000 babies from abortion this year. They're working to put Planned Parenthood out of business by providing free ultrasounds to expecting mothers, and 80% of the time when the mother sees the baby in the womb, hears the heartbeat, it is so powerful that they choose life. 80%. And then Preborn will provide maternity and baby clothes, diapers, car seats, counseling if it's needed. And they do that all free of charge, and it comes because of your donation. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Nice. All right. Things are so crazy in parts of the country that there are sections of states that want to secede and join another state.
I'm listening.
For instance, Oregon, there's a lot of residents in certain counties in eastern Oregon where they want to secede from Oregon and become part of Greater Idaho. That's on the ballot in 2 conservative counties.
Okay.
They want to become part of Idaho. Do we have the map where it shows what Idaho would look
Would
like
look
if
like
this
if
were
this
to happen?
does happen.
And I think Idaho is fairly friendly to it, right? I don't know about Oregon, but Idaho's like, yeah, we might take you in.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe we don't have
it anymore.
We don't have the map.
Oh, okay.
But they're fed up with the state's liberal policies, that all come
There it
from.
is.
There it is. Okay, great.
Wow.
Idaho gets a little fatter.
Gets a little white at the base.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah. And Boise would be in the geographical center of New Idaho. Man.
Yeah, that takes a considerable section out of Oregon.
Huh.
I bet they're not very friendly toward this.
I'd entertain that if I lived in Eastern Oregon, because I watched this news report. I don't know, like CBS This Morning or something. And the people that organize it, man, they're organized
and they're serious.
Yeah,
they're really. It's not like a joke thing.
Mm-mm.
So they want to redraw Oregon's borders so that about 2/3 of the Beaver State's landmass becomes part of neighboring Idaho. 2/3.
And they make the case, these borders, and this can be said for anywhere in the world, quite frankly. These borders didn't just drop out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't just wake up one day and here they were. They have moved over time, whether it's states or nations. I mean, borders shift, borders change.
That's true.
So why not go through the process of trying to do it there? I'm for it.
Me too. And I'd certainly be for it if I lived in that section of Oregon. And I was just at the whim of what happens in Seattle and Tacoma. No, thank you. No. How about no?
Yeah. So Washington State needs to get on this as well.
Yeah, they do. To also become part of Idaho? Man, that'd be really big then.
Yeah.
Idaho voted, of course, almost 64% for Trump. 33.1% went to Biden in the last election. So they're very, very conservative. And it's really where these conservatives in Oregon want to be, because Idaho has some common sense left. I mean, weird things are still going on there. And, they're not immune from things that are progressive. But by and large, it's so much better than Oregon. And this is being discussed all over the country. It's not just Eastern Oregon. There's a lot. I mean, there's parts of California that want to secede from California. In fact, they had a big movement there a few years ago. Seems like it's calmed down a little bit, but it almost happened there. I just don't know what happens if they vote to secede. Does that mean they do secede? I kind of doubt it.
Wouldn't the U.S. Congress have to?
Yes, I think.
Say,
I do believe
we acknowledge that.
Congress would have to redraw the lines, but that seems like a long shot.
Or we could just, no shots fired, have a national divorce, and then we'll deal with the border of Idaho later on once we set up New America. We could just, you guys just lay low. We're going to do a national divorce, and we'll take care of your borders here on the other side, okay?
You're really pushing for that.
You're damn right I'm pushing for it.
Really pushing for the national divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I don't want to be fellow countrymen with Gavin Newsom.
Oh, I know.
Or Kathy Hochul.
Which, by the way, she just fell behind Lee Zeldin in the polls. It's, I'm trying to think, was it 46.6 to 46.3, something like that. I mean, it's
peaking at the right time.
Razor thin.
Lee is.
But yeah, but it looks good.
Okay.
Could happen. It could happen.
But what is the, okay, so if Democrat resources have committed intense efforts for election fraud in a state like Pennsylvania, have they even considered a place like New York? Do they think that that one's all sewn up? We don't even have to send any
right.
What was this, skullduggery?
Skullduggery?
Yeah, to New York.
Yeah.
We got that one in the bag. See, so that might slip through.
I hope so. I really hope so. It would be something else to see a Republican wave that humongous that it sweeps Kathy Hochul out of the governorship in New York City. No, New York State. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody thought New York was in play. And yet, here we are.
Here we are. I did see where, speaking of New York, you had some Broadway theaters, or it was a Philharmonic, it was something like that. Anyway, they're dropping their mask mandate now. Just like, wow.
Welcome to the world.
What's interesting is they surveyed those that go to the theater and stuff like that, and concerts and everything back in the summer, and 70% said, no, keep the mask. They did it again just now, only 25%. So we're making progress there. Only 25% of New York concert goers
Just forget about it all and order yourself a cookie from Kexi.com today. KEKSI. It'll just make everything seem better. It won't be better. It'll just seem
better.
Like it is. We'll see you again on Overtime and then tomorrow right here on Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.